Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for passing by. Thank you so much for subscribing. And thank you very much for watching my videos. You are greatly appreciated. Every so often, I've been doing my videos and I vlog or I do my audio, and I always incorporate the importance of having a high self-esteem, the importance of respecting yourself, the importance of standing up for yourself, of being bold, of being fierce, not being arrogant. There is a borderline to it. However, it's very important for you to be an assertive individual when it comes to respecting yourself, when it comes to loving yourself and caring for yourself and putting yourself first, regardless of the circumstances. I always also speak on people from poor socioeconomic background and the fact that they delve into catering for their circumstances and living within their circumstances and behaving as if they will and forever will be a product of their environment and the terrible things that they basically have seen around them, brought up in, raised in, and have been around all their life. And a lot of them do not believe in elevation, self-motivation, moving away from the decrepit state that they're in, and just to move on to something different, something better, and look beyond the horizon and realize that there's a wider world out there, and there are world of opportunity for you to capitalize on, for you to make use of, and for you to see yourself better than the condition that you were in or you were raised in. Now I'm seeing the video on social media and I want you guys to watch this snippet.
I pay for cab money back. I want cab don't pass social media. What do we are buy for family? They hype our family. So you go. So when they start class upon this, no, me can't answer. Now you know what I mean. You want to run me car with, you want to run me for where you can gain. I can't trust you. The same person I put my trust in and end up hurt me. Can't trust the jigs. Jigs, I hate it like poison. If you cut me now, you know, see about pure water around. I can't like you, I don't like you at all because you feel me. My mama feel me. I pick them alone if you feel me. My granny feel me, my father, all stuff, every family do me I feel. Everybody feel me. Why? You? You know why you? When you go fuck the girl, when you come in, you can't even satisfy me. You would have dead. 2 nights, 3 nights, you would have dead. One night, I call you. Where you there? You know where you there. You say there's somebody. When I look, I see the person you're alien. Where you there? Where you come from? Eh? Me your wife? Ain't have no feelings to me? Your feelings a long time up here, you would have dead. When you use a fuck every night, that now one again. 1 night, 2 nights. The rest of that day, you're dead. Can't turn up. No feelings for the day. To me. You don't have feelings. You don't have no feelings to me again. Time me always.
And that's that. Now that is Rosealee from TikTok, who is always on her live and always doing her videos. I stopped watching these videos and I stopped entertaining these people and giving them attention because it doesn't cater for my well-being and it doesn't cater for my motivation and for where I want to go in life. It's really people who enjoy procrastination that really going to sit around and watch these people on live unraveling and behaving in the most lewd way. I've done several videos on Rosealee and I spoke about her catering to the negative stereotype and which category she actually fall in, because these are emblems that came from post-slavery of what they had Black people in, and believe that these are the behavioral pattern of typical Black persons, especially those who have passed through the lineage of slavery. And I also spoke on the category that she fall into, which is the mommy. And all of these things happening and the way how she behaves on social media, and that they put these things out there so that it can constantly circulate in the algorithm to keep reminding you of who you should be, or what is expected of you when you look a certain way, when you're from a certain economic background, and also from a certain ethnic group, and also from a particular demographic. You're expected to behave a certain way. And this is one of the main reasons why Rosealee constantly go viral. Now here she is speaking on her situation that's taking place in her relationship with her partner, and she is being as vulgar as ever. And for some strange reason, they take fascination in airing their dirty laundry in public, letting the entire world know what's taking place in the vicinity of their bedroom, privacy. And, with this being said, it's kind of bizarre that you would want to take legal actions against a law enforcement officer who had uploaded a video or a photo of you naked on the bed at the time, of which I did an entire video on. But here lies you speaking about your bedroom business as raw and vulgar as ever. You understand me? And sometimes you look into it and say, yes, it doesn't give the law enforcement officer any right because he wasn't given permission to upload any video or photo of her. However, she has done way and said way worse about her own self, about her private life, about her family on the internet. And here lies a particular situation where she's talking to her children's father and also her partner, and she's also letting it be known to the world while on live that he's cheating on her, he's using her money to buy prostitutes, and he doesn't have an erection, he can't get it up, he's no longer attracted to her because she's fat and nobody else wants her, and she's crying, she's like an emotional wreck. And one can understand if you're deeply hurt and affected by something that your partner is doing and constantly doing, and then empowering other persons outside who has absolutely nothing to do with your relationship to make them feel emboldened to attack you, say rather distasteful things about you and disrespectful things about you on social media, of which you will not feel empowered to respond because they would have been privy to more information about your bedroom business than you have ever divulged. And as such, you can understand why she would be upset with the situation. So when we look into it, I do apologize, guys, for this video. So when we look into the situation, all I'm saying is that here lies a situation wherein it's, your self-esteem is being triggered. And when your self-esteem is being triggered, this is what's going to happen. You're going to feel as if all hope is lost. And so you will end up becoming shameless. All pride is gone. And you go to any length to get attention, to get some sort of comfort of which you were longing for from a particular individual. And because of such, she is airing out everything. All hope, as I said, is lost. And so she's airing out everything. She's become shameless. And it's like another day for her to come and speak like this and speak about a particular situation that is as deep and private as ever. It doesn't get more private than your bedroom business. And, she feels as if there's nothing else for her than to just come and speak publicly and let the public know what's taking place. However, what I always say is that you weaponize the public to attack you even more because the public simply do not care about your bedroom business. They don't care about your private life. What they're looking for is an angle to attack you later because you gave them the weapon to do so through speaking on things of which nobody asked. You chose to share that business to the public, and then it becomes the public's business. Upon it becoming the public business, they are now within their right or have a privilege to come and attack you based on the things that you have said. When you have a high self-esteem, it's not easily triggered. There are angles that you're going to go through to get help, to seek assistance in situations that are beyond you. Now, Rosealee is a morbidly obese person. We can all see that. And she believes strongly that she's being cheated on because she's very large in build, because she's not very beautiful or very pretty or attractive as what most persons would see or desirable. And she believes that's the angle that he is using to cheat on her. She can be right. But in hindsight, Jakes is not an attractive individual. He's not cute. He's not good looking either. And when you look into that, she just have a lower self-esteem than him. And he realizes it, and he's capitalizing on it through cheating, through making it obvious, through the constant disrespect. Now, had she had some sort of self-esteem, she would realize her condition and understand that, listen, you have the power to make a better version of yourself or improve your condition and your physical appearance, especially where your health is concerned. So guess what? It's time to start going to the gym, perhaps. It's time to go for a walk. It's time to do these little things that can keep you up. So you start with your cardio. So it's better for your heart rate, and improve your heart health. And then you go on to other core exercises, and then you go on to this. All is not going to be done at once, because Rome was not built in a day. But step by step, you will start a journey. And upon starting a journey, you start self-caring. It's a part of caring for yourself. Everything is not about the opposite sex or about the partner that you are with, because he's certainly not concerned about you. He's only concerned about himself and what he can gain. You literally said it to yourself. He's only around for what he can gain from you. So upon realizing something like that, this is where you need to dig deep inside yourself and find your worth, and realize that, listen, at the end of the day, your health is paramount. And because your health is paramount and you want to be around for your children and also to have a longevity in life and good health, let's start through doing one exercise at a time. Um, one of the realities that I think you need to understand is whether you are morbidly obese, weighing 300-400 pounds, or you weigh 110 pounds or 130, given your BMI, you need to understand that you get cheated on just the same. Men and women get cheated on for various reasons. Sometimes you're with a partner who's just hell bent on cheating. It has absolutely nothing to do with you, and that's their desire to lie, to be a deceptive person, to have no self-respect, to not respect their relationship. And because you are there and you're not going anywhere, they feel emboldened to do these things, knowing that you will quarrel about it this moment, and the next moment you're very much forgiving and will give them another chance and another chance. And then they realize that, okay, you're not going anywhere, so let me constantly portray this type of behavior in, and then you will have a 9-day talk or a 9-day wonder of quarrel and fight, and then you'll get back to the get back moment. You understand? And because of this, a pattern continues. So it may have to do with your weight, it may have to do with your physical appearance, but guess what? He knew how you look from day one. So to me, I highly doubt that's the case. This is a guy who just simply do not respect your relationship, and you, on the other hand, do not respect your relationship either, because number one, you wouldn't have let the public know what's taking place in your bedroom. The guy, whether sexual performance, that's none of our business. You understand? I said the same thing about the official when she was going through it in her marriage. She always constantly talk about her husband penis size and saying it as a joke, and constantly be talking about it. What do you think is going to happen? Other women are going to hear, they're going to be enticed, they're going to be enthused to want to know what's happening. And if they can get some of it, you understand me? This is what happens because you put it out there. So on the same time, it's the same thing with Rosalie. If you are going to put your life out there and your private business out there and your partner's genitals out there, he has not put yours out there. He didn't put your private part out there to the public. You're the one that's doing it. And it shows that you do not respect your relationship either. You can't play a victim all day, every day. At some point, you have to see wherein what you're doing is actually wrong. And if he's doing something, your approach or your response to it is in grave error. If you don't want the relationship, you can both end it and move on with your life. You're not Siamese twin, you're not conjoined at the hip. So you are free to go, and you're not married wherein it will go through a process. You guys are together and you have children that are involved. But at the end of the day, if it's not working out, it's best you go your separate way instead of being there constantly disrespecting each other and then playing a blame game, and you're more hurt than ever because you have a low self-esteem and a poor self-concept, of which you refuse to take good care of your health or to start a journey one day at a time to take good care of your health. You have absolutely nobody to blame except yourself. There isn't much the public can do for you except give you a word of encouragement, because if the public take $1 million and put it in your hand and say, okay, we're going to help you to improve your aesthetics, to do some sort of self-care, to go to the gym, work out a little bit, do this, take one step, then you work out some more and more and more. At the end of the day, you have to take that first step. You have to make that commitment. You have to want to make that commitment. And sometimes people are too far gone. And if they're too far gone, they're not going to see the good in themselves at no point. They're not going to see the best version of themselves. whether in a fantasy, whether through the mirror, whether in a book, they're not going to see that greatness reflecting in themselves. And sometimes some people are damaged beyond repair. Manufacturer default, there's nothing you can do. Manufacturer default, they just came out as a default. And I'm sorry guys, and there's nothing you can do about it. Some people you simply can't help. You simply can't help. And obviously Rosalie is one of those type of people. You have said so much and many more that are very disgraceful things, and you don't see any issue in saying it. It starts from your children, then your partner, then your mother, then yourself, and it goes on and on and on and on. You are also a very disrespectful person. You understand me? So probably counseling can help, but some, like I said, sometimes it's like beating a dead horse. Sometimes the case is not involved. It's just have no use. It's trashed. It's shredded, and you just best you go your separate way. Nobody can help you or force you to have high self-esteem. You have to see yourself. You have to see yourself and know your worth. If he's cheating on you and it bothers you so much that you feel the need to disgrace yourself and your partner on social media, don't you think that it's best that you guys separate at some point in time? You're speaking of him taking your money and buying prostitute. That's a very serious allegation. And if these allegations are true, you have absolutely no reason being with someone like that. Because if he's taking your money that you're on the internet behaving so vulgar about, and you're getting it and he's using it to do these type of things, then clearly he doesn't respect the relationship. He doesn't respect you. He's putting your health at risk also. And so you have a decision that you need to make. So at what point will you get it? You're just coming and you're just talking and cussing and you're venting and you're crying because you're seeking sympathy from the public, of which I promise you will not get. You're not going to get this sympathy from the public, because a lot of persons who are looking, they are going through worse than you. A lot of them are going through worse than you. And sometimes they just want company. They just want to see some other people going through misery so they can post their disrespectful comment and have a good laugh. You understand? So the first step is understanding your condition. And when you understand your condition, what are you going to do? You have to make a decision as to wanting better for yourself. You have to make that decision. None of us can make the decision for you. So if you decide to relish in your condition and your state, then that's just too bad. That's just too bad, and that's your doing. As Eckhart Tolle, the philosopher, has said, you either change the situation, accept the situation, or leave the situation. It's either of three. But to be here and here, always on the internet, every now and then there's a flare up between you and this guy, and it's always the same argument that you're having. It's not the first you have spoken about him taking your money and doing these type of things. It's not the first you're speaking on infidelity or him cheating or him this or doing that and all of that. It's not the first. And if you see that there's a constant behavior, then you need to end it. But the disgraceful behavior is further giving you a look that diminishes your pulchritude. You understand me? It doesn't make you look attractive. It makes you look even more uglier because of your behavior and how you represent yourself and how you present yourself to the public with this constant disgraceful behavior, the things that you are saying. So I can't make you look into yourself. I can't force you to look into yourself. But at the end of the day, you're just putting yourself in a condition where the public will lose all respect for you. All respect. No, you're just a big, large woman on the internet that's just disgraceful, worse than a market woman. You understand? But it's your doing. You have to make that decision. That's all I can say, or I have to say. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy your day, and may God bless you. Bye-bye.